came back. They look back to normal form. But let's get right into it right now. I want to start off with Brock Purdy. I got to give him some kudos because in the face of adversity, with all the talk around him, everything, everybody giving him harsh criticism, including myself, he came through and he played like a baller today. He was out there taking his normal shots, dropping dots, you know what I'm saying? And he pretty much played flawless to me for the most part. That first touchdown was was pretty interesting, but he played flawless to me for the most part. The thing with Brock though, I'm not worried about him because he still played the same way. He still plays like Brock Purdy, which is anticipatory. He'll find his open guys. He knows exactly where they're going to be. He'll even tell them where they're going to be. And that's what's great about him is that he knows the playbook. He knows where to put the ball. He knows how to put it on them and everything. It's just if he's off at all, then those could lead into turnovers. And he still makes turnover-worthy plays every single game. It's just whether or not the team catches it or not. And today was a great example because that first touchdown to Ayuk, that was a really dangerous throw. Ayuk made a good adjustment, and he brought the ball in for a touchdown, which was great. And everything worked in our favor today. So when those things are happening, I'm not worried at all. But another key point is we were playing with the lead as well. And see, my concern with Brock Purdy is when we're not playing with the lead, can we make those comeback wins in those crucial moments? And he makes the correct play then. It's a lot easier to play with the lead than it is when you're trying to battle back and come back the whole entire time, or just in general, a clutch situation. Just pressure in general is going to change that up. But of course, today we started out hot. We started out with a lead. We look like the 49ers again. So I expected Brock Purdy to have a good game today, and he absolutely went above my expectations. He knocked it out of the park. So good job today, Brock Purdy. Just got to make sure I give you your kudos because you balled out today, my guy. Appreciate that. And we went back to scoring 30. You feel me? Glock 30. All right, let's move on to Steve Wilks. Great job today, Steve. Now, I know you was down there on the sideline today, and I know a lot of us wanted you down there instead of up in the box. But honestly, it doesn't really make a difference where he is because his scheme is still going to be a scheme. He's still going to do things the way that he wants to do them. Now, he's not a Robert Saleh. He's not a D'Amico Ryans where he gets all involved and he's super energetic with the guys and everything. But to me, it still means something, though. To me, as a player, if you see your coach down there in the trenches with you, so to speak, every time there's a good play, they might be hyped with you or anything. You can like feel that camaraderie, feel that love for each other when you have your coach down there on the field with you. Whether it changes your play calling or not, it's just a different feeling after a good play and you have your coach there to, pat you on the butt, slap you on the helmet, tell you good job. Those things go a long way. They're not things that can be tested or, put on a chart or anything like that. But those things matter because they help you emotionally, and emotions mean a lot in an actual game. Helps with confidence, all those things. So I like him down there on the sideline. I feel like he dialed up a really, really, really good defensive scheme today. It was not that 9 yards off the wide receivers. They played a lot more closer. I mean, the way the defensive line was just lining up in different spots. I mean, I saw Nick Bosa on the left, Chase Young on the right. Okay, we expect that. Then all of a sudden they're next to each other. And then they're all over the place. And it just seemed real confusing for a quarterback to figure this out. And on top of that, you have top tier talent coming for you. And today was the day we actually hit home. Finally. Enough with all just the pressures. Steve Wilks, you dialed up some stuff, used our players the way they should be used. And all of a sudden, we start getting sacks, not just pressures, actual sacks. And that's what we need. Those things are drive killers. Turn the game around. They force the quarterback to make some throws that they don't want to make. Just make decisions that they're not comfortable making. And we did that to Trevor Lawrence today. That was a hot team. That was a really good defense that we were playing against. Actually, one of the hottest teams in the league. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Better record than we had, 6-2. and we came out here and put them in the ground like the old slash present Niners, that this is who we thought we were. We had a 3-game skid. It didn't look good. Brock Purdy had a lot of interceptions and turnovers and all those things. He didn't have any turnovers today. We got off to a fast start. Defense is looking good, looking rejuvenated. That bye week clearly seemed like it helped. Seemed like they came into the locker room last week and was hungry, ready to go, a little pissed off, like Kyle Shanahan said. And then this is what we get. When they're playing like this, it's really hard to think that there's other teams out here that can really compete with us. But I'm not going to get all super excited over just the one win. But I'm very encouraged because of the way that we won the game. It was a complete blowout. It was total domination. And it was against a good defense, a good surging team full of confidence with a good quarterback. And we made them just look like whatever. They looked average against us, well below average, should I say. They never really could get a rhythm going. Clearly, only had 3 points. So that defense today, they're back. They're definitely back. I loved what I saw from basically just the defensive line. I mean, the corners, they did well. Mooney Ward, he's always going to be in a position to get a turnover or a penalty. It's like one or the other with this guy. I love him, but man, the penalties, they worry me as far as later on in the season when things get a little more pressing. Those turnovers, not those turnovers, those penalties can lead into some real messed up situations for us, especially Brock Purdy. We don't want him in those situations where he has to pull us out of anything. We want the defense to deliver, which allows the offense to get on the field, which allows the offense to tire out the other defense and give our defense some rest. It all plays together. It's all connected. Everything was on full display today and absolutely perfect. I just love what I saw. Of course, not a perfect game, but who could be mad at that result? Nobody. And I'm definitely not. Like Kyle Shanahan was on this game as far as play calling goes. Like things just seemed back to normal. The only thing that sucked was that Christian McCaffrey couldn't stand alone and be first place in most touchdowns in consecutive games. He has 17 tied for number 1, but today would have put him at 18. And they tried at the end. I feel like if they really wanted to do it, they could have, changed up some personnel packages and had him do some things. Like when Debo's run, maybe it could have been McCaffrey. Who knows? But everybody scored. I mean, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, even Juszczyk got in there. I mean, it was great. And Brock Purdy saw everybody. So that was good. So yeah, it seems like we're back. Next week it's supposed to be easier, but we shouldn't be taking any game like that. We should be going into every game like it's the Cowboys, because apparently that's the only team that we stood up for was ready to go. And today kind of reminded me of that. Those Niners came out to play today. And that's exactly what we need to see if we got aspirations on picking up that 6th ring. Well, that's my instant analysis about how the game went. I'm going to holler at y'all a little bit later. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Keep rocking with me.